Welcome to episode 94 of the Super Parent Syndrome, and I'm your host, Dr. Nick Fanning. So, I hope you can sit back and relax, take a little bit of time, make some notes on this one, because we're about to actually make one of the most impactful podcasts for the remainder of this year. This is the call to action. Today's episode is 100 Days. Sit back, relax, let's get started.
Parenting in the 21st century is ever evolving, and while you balance work, kids, and your sanity, it's easy to feel discouraged. Welcome to the Super Parent Syndrome with your host, Dr. Nick Fanning.
Okay, families, okay, parents, okay, kids, whatever it might be. Today, I'm recording this on September 18th. I believe you will be listening to this on September 20th or 21st. I don't know. We have a great opportunity here. In 100 days, it puts us just right around Christmas time. So literally, if you start today or tomorrow, which I hope you do, you don't wait until Monday, that we can actually get something going here, something real, something pivotal for your lives. I want to show you just how much is possible in such a short time. And so in this 100 days, in the 100 days that can follow, let's radically change your life for the better. Okay? So here's the thing. I can tell you this. Right now, September 18th. I can tell you 3 months ago, I could not run more than a mile. I can tell you that I couldn't do more than maybe 10 burpees. I can tell you this, that I was actually starting to pee a lot more often, and I was worried that I was going to have diabetes. I probably did, because I was so scared, and I was such a chicken shit, I didn't even have it checked out. I can tell you this, though. I am good now. I did have things checked out after I did the work, after it scared me into doing the work. Because here's the thing. Now I can tell you this. I can run 12 miles. I did 180 burpees. I can do things that I never dreamed I could do after I started letting things slide. Started letting things coast. You know, in high school, my last year in senior high, I was working out like crazy for no real reason whatsoever, because I wasn't going to play football. I wasn't in any kind of sports whatsoever. I was just doing it because it felt great and I felt powerful doing it. And so I had to start again. So guess what? In the next 100 days, let's make a commitment. And that better can be whatever you decide it to be. It could be in terms of spirituality. It could be in terms of body and fitness, or even diet and nutrition. It could be in terms of your relationships or your business. In fact, I hope that you choose all four, because what we can do is break these things down into small little steps every single day. And what I'm talking about is 1% better in every area every single day. And after 100 days, guess what? 100%. It's not rocket science. In fact, I got to tell you this, there is no secret formula. There is no like, hey, just because you are, more talented or you have more motivation or whatever it might be. In fact, the only thing you have to have is a desire for consistency, a desire for change. What I need you to do is very simply this. You need to decide what that looks like for you. And you need to decide something that's going to push you, maybe even scare you, into doing the work. Because I can tell you this, is that I chose a goal so lofty that I had to literally choose between doing a workout, an hour to an hour and a half run, or getting an hour to an hour and a half of extra sleep because I had an infant. And I had to choose a goal where I actually did the latter, where I actually decided I had to go run. I had to train because I had somebody depending on me. And I set a goal that if I didn't train, I'd definitely pay the price. Imagine that sense of urgency. Imagine that sense of driving you for whatever. And for some of you, you might be looking at a marriage that is failing. And then you might have that sense of urgency. So what are you going to do to save it? What are you going to do to make sure that you are all in for it? And that's what I want you to answer. Okay, let's start a conversation. Let's get this started. And this is what it's going to look like. The conversation is simply this, is that there's a way to do it yourself, and then there's a way to do it guided by me. So as you can understand that I'm going to give you all the basics. You got to create this on your own. If you want help, then reach out to me, okay? But here's how you do it. I want you to this is basically the simplified version. I want you to grab a sheet of paper. Down the sheet of paper, you're going to draw a line down the middle. Now with any GPS or like compass system, there's 2 points that are needed. One, where you're currently at, and then where do you want to go? If you have these two pieces of information, it is much easier then to decide between what is the route you're going to take between A and B. Okay, so for A, we're going to decide where we are as far as our fitness goes, or our body. Okay, and we'll just call it health. In our health, then in our spirituality, then relationships, and finally, business. or you can even say wealth. So that way it says health and wealth, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And in those two columns, okay, A and B, you're going to write on the left side of the page where you're currently at. How would you rate yourself? As far as body, are you at your ideal weight? Are you eating well? How would you even grade your diet? Is it A minus? Is it an F? What are the wins and what are the losses? And get real detailed about it. Now, obviously, if you're working with me, then I'm asking you a ton of questions to get so much clarity that there is no wiggle room. But in yourself, you need to ask yourselves, where am I? Where do I lie? Where does it go for body? Can I do push-ups? Can I do sit-ups? Am I able to walk? Am I able to run? Am I able to do the things that I know I need to enjoy? Am I able to keep up with my kids or grandkids? What am I doing? And then spirituality. Am I meditating? Am I praying? Do I have a strong sense of where I'm in the universe? Do I have a God? Do I have worship? Do I not? How am I doing as far as my own sense of self? Okay, do I have a low opinion of myself or do I have a high opinion of myself? Am I psychologically stable in that? Okay, do I have negative self-talk? Do I hate myself? Things like that. As far as relationships go, you can simply give yourself a letter grade as far as spouse and each child, and then friends, maybe even your parents, grandparents. Those relationships that really, truly matter. Are you having as much sex as you want? Is it desirable sex? Are you having to use porn? Are you having to go outside and get stimulation elsewhere? Are you even in a relationship? Or is that what you have to need to work on? And then as far as business goes, how are you doing? Give yourself a letter grade as far as your own business goes. So you might be working in a business, somebody else's business, or you might have your own business. Where are you ranked there? And then take a look at your bank accounts. How are you doing personally and how are you doing professionally? Okay, so if you have your own business, obviously you're going to have its own bank account. And if you are personally, then you obviously have personally bank accounts. Are you leveling up? Are you improving in that business, or are you stuck and stagnant? Do you own the business or does it own you? These are all questions you need to ask. And then once you get that all answered, then becomes the dreaming part. Where do you want to go? And you can answer this question in two different forms. You can say ultimately, or you can say in 100 days, where do I want to reach? And then from there, then it gets fun. What can we do to turn this into a hard goal that's going to motivate you, that's going to scare you just a little bit, that's going to push you to want to do something every single day to work towards it? And then what can we do to create accountability to hold yourself to that? That's the formula, folks. And yes, I have a system set up, so there's accountability within it. And then there's also, we take you through the process, make sure it's clear, make sure it's outlined. But I can tell you this, is that it was taught to me, and I was as stubborn as I could be, and I did it myself. Okay? And yes, it would have been a lot cheaper and a lot more effective if I'd actually just followed their process. But I wasn't in a position at the time. So I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom, folks. This is literally how you do it. How easy it's going to be is totally up to you. But get started. Reach out to me if you need help. This is it. You got this. We'll see you in 100 days. Let's get
Thanks
started.
for listening to another episode of the Super Parent Syndrome. Please be sure to visit peptalksforparents.com for more content and our free newsletter. And remember, you are not alone.